Hey guys, I'm Jose and this is tutorial number 2. And today we're going to see what is the Rhino documentation to access the commands of Rhino and how to know what kind of information we need to provide to actually use those. So the first thing we're going to do is just import here. This is the first tutorial we did. We can actually delete that. We won't be using that. So we're going to say import. This is a great thing of the IDE already. Like in some other places like Eclipse or other frameworks, other IDEs, you have this kind of auto-completion functionality, which is really fantastic to develop code. It really helps. So one of the things that we want to import here is the Rhino script syntax. And this will allow us to access all the Rhino commands. You can see that here. There's kind of an index of all the commands that we have available with Rhino. And we're going to just type also as rs. This shortcut will allow us to not type the whole name of like Rhino script syntax, but just type rs in order to access some of those commands, right? You can put anything really, but Rhino script rs seems quite convenient. So let's try that, and we're going to type rs dot, and we have all the possible things we can access, right? So this is a lot of commands, and we're going to go through just some of them, and obviously you will be able to explore all of them in different ways. So the one that I want to call, maybe the most simple one, we're going to say add point, right? And add point, clear that. Add point, it's a command that will add a point in the screen, right, in the workspace. But we need to provide some information. So if we don't really know what information to provide, we can go and check that in the information, like in the reference file. How do we access that? I'm gonna tap F1, and I'm gonna open the Iron Python reference, right? Notice that if you are in Rhino, like here, right? I'm clicking here in Rhino, and I press F1. I'm gonna get into the Rhino v5 help file, and this is the help file, the standard help file for Rhino. This is not where we want to check this. We want to press F1 inside the Python editor, and it's going to open a different window, which is the reference file for scripting. So here, well, you have the introduction, a lot of chapters and everything, but let's go straight into the index. So this is the best place where actually we can find the information we're looking for. So we're going to type add point, and if we click here, we're going to get to the add point command. So getting used to this reference file is fundamental to actually move forward with scripting, because you will be coming here for almost every command. Even if you are like experienced scripter, you would just be checking this reference file constantly. So let's see. It says Rhino script syntax, that our shortcut for that is rs. That's right. Add point, and then we need to provide a point. So what is the point? This is what it's telling us. Point is a required field, so it's not that we can omit that. If it's optional, we can omit that information, but in this case it's required. And it says you need to provide a point 3D or a list of 3 values, right? And this will return. We will see what these return things mean, but this would return something for us. We would just be able to specify that point, like an identifier for that point. But for now, the only thing that I'm interested in is how to define a point, right? So it's saying a list of 3 points. So how do we do that? Okay, I'm going to put parentheses, and inside these parentheses, I'm going to just specify that list. How do I define a list? We're going to do a chapter on lists, but for now we're going to make square brackets 0, 0, 0, and we're going to close that, right? So I'm opening the parentheses to provide the information that goes inside, and I'm building these square brackets to describe a list of 3 values, right? So let's see if this is working. No errors in the screen. So if we minimize this, we can see that yes, here we do have a point in the screen that was created through our script, right? So I'm gonna go back to the editor. So in this way, we're gonna, let's do something else as well. Maybe a point is not too exciting. Rs.add sphere. And I'm gonna repeat the same operation. I'm gonna just go and check into the help file. So there we go, add sphere. And in this case, the sphere, it's asking us for basically 2 parameters, center or plane, and also the radius. So we can see here the parameters are, both of them are required. The center of plane, it's basically the same of what we were dealing before. It's a list of 3 numbers, basically where is the center of that sphere. And we need to provide the radius of the sphere. So let's do that. I'm gonna open parentheses, just close it, and let's provide that information. I'm gonna type 0,0,0 and comma, and let's say something like 5, right? Or maybe just to make it different, we're gonna say 20 units in x and 5 is the radius, right? So let's run that, and you can see that we have our sphere with the units of radius that we specified, and it's located in the center of 20 units in x, right? So that's great. We could actually do some variables here. So we could say center equals, I'm gonna cut this, and radius, say 5. Right. So we can do the same thing with variables. Right. So we can, I'm gonna delete this stuff, and I'm gonna run the script again, and you'll see that it works perfectly, right? So basics of Python, we can describe variables, and by accessing the reference file, we're going to start seeing how to access the different commands of Rhino. So that's it for this one. The next one, we're going to see how to do repetition to actually automate some procedures.